Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Electronic artillery fuse manufacturing facility launched at Bell. A state-of-the-art electronic artillery fuse manufacturing facility was launched at the Pune unit of Viraat Electronics Limited, Bell, on October 27. The development comes after a compliance report from the Controller and Auditor General, CAG, of India, which was tabled before the Parliament in July this year, revealed 83% shortage of artillery fuses with the Army. Artillery fuses, known as the brain of the munition, are the devices that initiate explosion. They also determine how the explosion would be initiated, on contact with the target or sometime after the launch. Exercises with Japan will help India assess Pakistan's main anti-submarine aircraft. Less than 2 months after India and Japan decided to fundamentally alter the level of bilateral ties, 2 Japanese P-3C Orion anti-submarine aircraft have landed in Goa for a series of joint exercises with the Indian Navy. The Indian Navy says the exercises, scheduled to take place over the Arabian Sea between today and Tuesday, will take bilateral relations to an unprecedented level of strategic and global partnership. 2 Indian Navy Boeing P-8I long-range maritime reconnaissance anti-submarine warfare jets are also participating in the exercises with crews from each country training together on each other's aircraft to evolve concepts for future joint operations. For India, these exercises are particularly significant since it allows the Navy to assess the performance of the P-3 aircraft, which has been used by the Pakistan Navy for decades as its primary anti-submarine platform. The Pakistani Navy received its first P-3CS from the United States in 1996. Since then, these aircraft have been significantly upgraded by the U.S. company Lockheed Martin with better sensors and weapons to make them a formidable challenge for Indian Navy warships and submarines operating in the Arabian Sea. L&T, Godrej, HAL, ISRO to sign pact to build pslv rockets. Larsen & Toubro, Godrej and Hindustan Aeronautics Limited will join a consortium, being put together by Indian Space Research Organisation, ISRO, to build Polar Satellite Launch Vehicles, PSLVs. The vehicles will launch small satellites, and the first launch is being planned by 2020. A pact is to be signed by January for this initiative, said a source. India's space agency, which has designed the rocket, has been building and launching satellites, including probes for the Moon and Mars missions, on its own. It has more work on its plate to meet the country's requirement of building heavier rockets and reusable spacecraft that can carry bigger satellites and a capsule that will eventually put a man in space. There is a huge spurt in demand to launch smaller satellites, those as light as 1 kilogram, with a lifespan of 2 to 3 years. But there aren't enough rockets to carry these. The PSLV, following its successful 104 satellite launch in February, has emerged as a preferred vehicle for small satellite launches globally. INS Viraat to become museum. The detailed project report, DPR, for refurbishing the INS Viraat will be ready in a fortnight and it will be then submitted to the Union government. The Andhra Pradesh government intends to convert the Indian Navy's Warhorse aircraft carrier into a museum and a hotel in the sea, depending on the logistics. The ship will be brought to Kakinada for refurbishment as soon as the DPR is approved by the Union government. Representatives of Mumbai-based Master and Associates, which is preparing the DPR, are likely to meet Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu in the next couple of days to discuss some key aspects of the report. In fact, the meeting has been put on hold because of Mr. Naidu's foreign tour. Based on the suggestions and inputs by the Chief Minister, preparation of the DPR would be finalized, according to sources in the Secretariat. It would cost between 15 crore and 20 crore to bring INS Viraat from Mumbai to Kakinada, the sources say. The Indian Navy says that the ship cannot be dragged onto the land and has to be kept afloat. Army MOD tussle delays combat vehicle project. A tussle between the bureaucrats in the Ministry of Defence, MOD, and the Indian Army has virtually brought back the Army's proposal to equip its 50 mechanized infantry with the Future Infantry Combat Vehicle, FICV, to the drawing board after 8 years in the process. Initiated in 2009, the project has been stuck since the Defence Acquisition Wing of MOD objected to the Army's proposal to engage 2 private players to develop the prototype along with the Ordnance Factory Board. The ministry wants that at least 5 private should get opportunity. Now the file has come back to the Army headquarters asking for a detailed project report. The Army has been pushing for the combat vehicle as it badly needs to replace the 4-decade-old BMPs. According to proposal, the government will fund 80% of the development cost, that is, around 3,000 crore to each of the companies, to build the FICV prototypes. The one selected will be finally awarded the contract for mass production.